Columbia, MD. The word equality carries special meaning in this planned community, nestled in the corridor between Baltimore and Washington. Subsidized apartment complexes and tidy townhouses coexist with single-family colonials, and split levels and racial, socio-economic and religious diversity is embedded in the fabric. Columbia's founding father created the town in 1967 with hopes that all types of workers could afford to live there, from the company janitor to the company president. It is through this lens that residents here are viewing the tax plan that Congress finalized this week. Even as people here try to assess how the new code will affect them individually, many are expressing greater concerns about the knock-on or secondary effects of the plan, which down the line could reduce or eliminate spending in some areas to pay for tax breaks for businesses and the wealthiest Americans. In Columbia, that could mean cuts to the well-regarded public schools and aid programs for the most vulnerable residents, changes that would further chip away at the egalitarian pillars on which the town was built. It is definitely going to have some implications for us as a family, and yet we are solidly middle class, said Maureen Harris as she sat with her husband, Bill, in the dining room of the house they share with their 2 teenage daughters. I am not worried that we won't be able to pay our mortgage or anything like that, said Mr. Harris, who serves as the executive director of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. But to me, it's just immoral. We are on this trajectory of every person for themselves. And the bill leaves a whole heck of a lot of people behind. President Trump has advertised the new plan as a massive tax cut for working and middle-class Americans, while Republican leaders in Congress promise it will create jobs and simplify the tax code. At the same time, the plan is expected to add at least $1 trillion to the deficit and increase health insurance premiums. The number of uninsured people could rise by millions. And Republican lawmakers have already signaled that they will call for cuts to popular entitlement programs like Medicare and Social Security. To a retiree like Shirley Vogel, who lives in the Long Reach village in Columbia, those types of changes are distressing. She had personal concerns, including the curtailed tax break on state and local taxes, but she was more upset about how it would hurt middle and lower-income families and the fraying safety net. Indeed, the original vision of James Rouse, who established the town after buying 14,000 acres, is less evident today. Columbia is an affluent community in the relatively flush Howard County, which often ranks atop the list of the richest counties in America. The median income exceeds $113,000, and taxes are high. But a widening income gap has touched Columbia, too, and some residents are feeling the squeeze. And many locals fear the tax bill's ripple effects may accelerate that divide, hurting the individuals and families it claims to help. Mr.